there was none of the coercion or manipulation that he could have wielded. Abraham believes God will take care of this concern. Someone asked me very recently, what's the difference between a concern and a worry? Concerns are committed to God's care. Worries are weights that we must bear. Concerns are committed to God's care. Worries are weights that we must bear. Abraham had concerns that his son get a good wife, and he gave them to God. He did not carry it as a weight. Abraham trusted God to do what he needed to do without a plan B. Isn't that refreshing? We've seen what happens when Abraham goes to plan B. We've seen what happens when we go to plan B. He doesn't offer a plan B here. He says, go ahead. Trust God. Application. What divine appointments are you praying for this morning? Where do you need an angel to go before you? I think that's such an amazing thing. Abraham says, you know, it's going to be okay, because actually, before you even get there, an angel's going to show up. And he's going to start moving things. And supernaturally, things are going to happen. There's going to be a divine appointment. What divine appointments are you praying for this morning? Where do you need an angel to go? It took Abraham 100 years to learn it, but he finally trusted God to do what he said he would. Now, I seriously doubt many of us will have a whole 100 years to learn it. Now, even in the midst, some of us are learning the quest of faith that God has called us to. What is that quest? Where is God calling you to a divine appointment? And so the servant went. He prepared physically and materially, but he also prepared himself spiritually for the task that he was about to do. And that's where we go next in our text. Verses 12 through 27. Then he prayed, O Lord, God of my master Abraham, give me success today and show kindness to my master Abraham. See, I am standing beside this spring, and the daughters of the townspeople are coming out to draw water. May it be that when I say to a girl, please let down your jar, that I may have a drink, and she says, drink, and I'll water your camels too. Let her be the one you have chosen for your servant Isaac. By this I will know that you have shown kindness to my master. Before he had finished praying, Rebekah came out with her jar on her shoulder. She was the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, who was the wife of Abraham's brother Nahor. The girl was very beautiful, a virgin, no man had ever lain with her. She went down to the spring, filled her jar, and came up again. The servant hurried to meet her and said, please give me a little water from your jar. Lord, drink, my Lord, she said, and quickly lowered the jar to her hands and gave him a drink. After she had given him a drink, she said, I'll draw water for your camels too, until they have finished drinking. So she quickly emptied her jar into the trough, ran back to the well to draw more water, and drew enough for all of his camels. Without saying a word, the man watched her closely to learn whether or not the Lord had made his journey successful. When the camels had finished drinking, the man took out a gold nose ring weighing a becca, and 2 gold bracelets weighing 10 shekels. Then he asked, whose daughter are you? Please tell me, is there room in your father's house for us to spend the night? She answered him, I'm the daughter of Bethuel, the son that Milcah bore to Nahor. And she added, we have plenty of straw and fodder, as well as room for you to spend the night. Then the man bowed down and worshipped the Lord, saying, praise be to the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not abandoned his kindness and faithfulness to my master. As for me, the Lord has led me on the journey to the house of my master's relatives. Film leg number 2, the servant prays the test. The servant prays the test. A quick story. During World War II, a young man named Joe got a pen pal named Jill. And they started writing back and forth as he was in Europe. The relationship grew deeper as the pile of letters grew deeper, but they never exchanged photographs. They counted down the weeks until he would finally come home. In her last letter, Jill said, "I will meet you at Grand Central Station when you come home in New York. Look for someone with 3 yellow roses." He came home and rode the train to Central Station. As he got off the train, he saw a beautiful blonde girl walking towards him. She smiled at him, and he smiled at her, but she had no roses in her hand. As she passed, he saw on down the platform another woman standing there with 3 yellow roses, about the age of his grandma. He hesitated for a moment, but then realized the friendship he had developed was a beautiful thing. And though his relationship might never be all that he hoped, he simply must express his deep appreciation and care for this woman who helped him through so much. He walked up to her and introduced himself and began to tell her how much her letters had meant to him, when she interrupted and said, "You know, it's nice to meet you, Joe, because that pretty blonde lady that just walked away gave me these 3 yellow roses and said I should send you over to her."